lovelies, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Abasiibiangake Itina. If you are new here, welcome to Unscripted Life, and thanks for tuning in. Please don't make it your last. Make sure to like, to comment, to share, and even subscribe to the channel. Don't you like this my pretty face? Please subscribe and turn on your notifications so that whenever I post a new content, you'll be one of the first to see and know. To my OGs, the Unscripted tribe, thank you. Your girl really do appreciate. It's another Finance Friday, and today we'll be discussing reasons you need extra sources of income. It could be one, it could be two, it could be three. So if it's a topic that interests you, then keep on watching. Building multiple streams of income these days is no longer luxury. It's now a necessity. If the high rate of unemployment, job losses has not even taught us anything, how about this removal of fuel subsidy? If you're Nigerian, you know what I'm talking about. How about removal of educational subsidy? The fact is that nothing is subsidized in this country again. You just have to have different sources of income for you to even become the poor that needs to breathe. If not, I have read in a lot of studies that for you to be a millionaire, you have to have at least 7 sources of income. And the way Nigeria is going, my sister, my brother, I think it's something we should all strive. Not because you want to be a millionaire, because I know it's not everybody that is striving for that millionaire status. Some people just want to be comfortable. Some people just want to afford the basic things. So at least you need 2 or 3 sources of income for you to even be able to afford the basic things. Like the cost of transportation these days, the cost of food items, everything has tripled. Actually, before now, as a person, and I know I'm not alone, there are other people, I used to wonder how some people are able to build incredible wealth, some at a very tender age. I know some could be inheritance, but then they've not squandered everything. They've actually built on what they inherited. Because of this curious mind, I have actually gone into research and I noticed that most people that make wealth, they don't make it from a regular 9 to 5. Because if you spend your whole life just working a 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, as it happens in some parts of this country, you will notice that your 60 years, your 65 years will just pass you by like a flash. And with the way the government is even corrupt, you might even die and leave your gratuity, pension, and the likes of it if you didn't invest well. Of course, you know that as you get older, your resilience is actually coming down on a spiral position. So when you were younger, if you are not paid money, you could just find your way. But as an elderly person, most times when you even hear that government is not paying you, the thought of it alone, it will even cause you high BP. It can even cause stroke and all that, and then you just die, and your 60 years, 65 years of service will just go down the drain. And I know that's not what you want. That is why I am bringing us this video, so that you could learn a thing or two from it. With that being said, let me share the notable ones, or maybe you've heard it before. Like I said in the video, I talked about imposter syndrome. I am not a financial expert, but then I believe in sharing the things that I have learned. You could even implement it more than I do, and I believe that that is my service to the society. So the very first reason you need extra income is achieving financial independence. Hey, there is nothing as sweet as financial independence. It will give you self-confidence, the one that is like the rock of Gibraltar. This can take any form. Depending on your goals, it could be to get out of debt, to retire early, or to be able to live a philanthropic life. The possibilities are endless. By building and nurturing multiple streams of income, You will create options for yourself and your career that you probably wouldn't have otherwise. You can even take a job that gives you flexibility. For instance, when you come back from your normal job, you can go into cleaning, dry cleaning, even agency work, anything that you can fit into your tight schedule without it overwhelming you. This will help you curb financial anxieties, especially when you think of what you are going to do in the future. The second benefit you can reap from having multiple streams of income is the fact that you have the ability to work less. That is, you create more time for yourself. If you have passive and multiple streams of income, maybe from digital products, from rent, from dividends and returns, this could help you to work for lesser number of hours or even months and even years. Like you can retire early because money is coming in on a steady. And it will even make you flexible in how long you have to work, because if you used to work overtime just because of the extra income, you might just at a point relax because you are making more than what you would have made doing that overtime in your regular 9 to 5 job. The third reason why having multiple streams of income is very beneficial is the fact that you can be your own boss and work from the comfort of your own home. This is something that most content creators and influencers that are earning from their digital skills have gotten used to. So they are actually enjoying. If you see most content creators, they don't have 9 to 5 job. All they do is create content in the comfort of their homes. They don't even need to be answering yes sir to somebody. They now create their own routine. They have their own, they are flexible in the number of hours they work, and they can do the things they love because they create the pace of how their work is being done. And because they work from the comfort of their homes and they have flexible number of hours, it even opens them up to different opportunities that they can venture into. While you that works under somebody 9 to 5, you might not have that flexibility, you might not have the time. So that is a good thing about having multiple streams of income. You can be your own boss, set your number of hours you want to work, and just do your own thing basically. Another benefit of having multiple streams of income is that you have job stability or financial stability, let's put it that way. If not for anything, during the COVID-19 pandemic, I know that a lot of people were laid off from their jobs, especially people that work in tourism, travel. Of course, you know that the lockdown, those set of people were not regarded as essential workers. So basically, they were at home and they were not being paid. Some were even laid off permanently and they are still struggling to stand on their feet. So imagine if two people working in that same industry, one had multiple streams of income while the other was depending solely on the original job. No matter how much you will be paid, which one do you think will feel the brunt of that job loss? Is the one without any other source of income, obviously. And then for you to have multiple streams of income, even if it's just one extra, you will not really worry about being laid off, about job loss, or anything like that. Even though we all pray for the best, but then at least something to keep you going when you've lost the original source of income. Meaning that even if your company goes bankrupt, even if you are laid off, you have financial stability because you have something to fall back on until you are able to get another 9 to 5. Don't get me wrong. When I say people should have different sources of income, there are people that no matter the streams of income they have, the fact that they go out every day to a corporate organized setting is very therapeutic to them. So it's not everybody that is going to venture solely into business or be their own boss. There are people that they are made for the corporate world, and there is nothing wrong with that. The fact is, even if you fall under this category of persons, make sure you have plan B, if possible plan C, D, E, F and the likes of it. The fifth reason, rising cost of living. Ha! If you're Nigerian, I don't even know if this point needs explanation. Fuel that we used to buy 85 naira all of a sudden went to 100 and something naira. All of a sudden, it went to 300. Piam, new government that they say let the poor breathe. We are now buying fuel at almost 800 naira. Which way, Naija? Which way? So imagine if you were just, I'm not even imagining. There are a lot of Nigerians that are surviving on just one income source. And my sister, my brother, you don't need to say it. It's not easy. It's not easy. Like, if you used to have savings at this point, I don't think that you have savings again. And you know I'm not lying. If I'm lying, leave it in the comment section. Because the way the prices of things have gone up, hey, for instance, transportation, places that I could go with 50 naira is now three times that amount. That is 150. Places that I used to go with 200 naira is now 600. And if you don't have any other source of income, before the month even, let's say you are earning 100,000, it cannot carry you. It cannot, no matter how you plan. Because you might even write lists and say, okay, this is what I'm going to. My sister, you will just enter the market and your eye will clear. You will not be able to get the things that you are supposed to. I don't know how you are surviving, but then at this point, I don't even know if to say God will help us, because I feel we had the chance for God to help us. One person just sat down in INEC office and jeopardized everything. At this point, I don't know what to say, but then it is well. So, adding extra sources of income to your finances will help you afford the rising cost of essential items. The sixth benefit is the fact that you can make down payments for all your purchases. Not just down payment, you can pay cash. There is something that is going on now in Nigeria that is somehow novel to us, with all these apps that are coming up like Cash, all these apps that are borrowing people money that you have to pay small small. You know that no matter how good it looks, it cannot come without a price. If you are somebody that likes buying on credit, you are going to pay a lot of interest rate when you get these small small micro loans and all that. But if you have multiple streams of income and you just walk in and purchase the items you need without paying small small, pay as you go, which comes with a lot of interest rate, it will save you a lot of money. That money you would have paid as an interest can go into your savings. It can go into solve other important issues in your life. So that is one of the benefits of having multiple streams of income. Even if you want to buy a house and you are able to pay outrightly, it will help save you a certain amount of money, unlike paying small small. As you are paying small small, even with this idea that phone companies, how do they call them, easy buy, are doing, some people don't even calculate the interest rates that they are paying on just that phone, that you might not even be using it for anything serious. Please try and get multiple streams of income to avoid you paying a lot of interest rate from these mini micro loans that you get while buying products and services. The seventh point is, I've talked about emergency fund and how to create it on this my channel. I'll put the link to the video up here and in my description box, or you can just go to my Finance Friday playlist. You are definitely going to be able to create an emergency fund account for yourself. The eighth point, this one is not something I have to explain a lot. It will help you stop living from paycheck to paycheck. I have realized that a lot of people live from paycheck to paycheck, and of course we know that in reality this rat race of paycheck to paycheck will not give you financial independence. So if you want to reach financial freedom, make it a priority to make money in multiple ways. There is no magical limit to the number of extra sources of income you should have, just what you are able to, or you can push yourself depending on your goals, especially if the time you are spending to maintain them is not cumbersome and doesn't even become counterproductive. You get what I mean? But it produces positive cash flow. Actually, even if that's your extra sources of income cannot cover your monthly expenses or yearly expenses in the case of job loss or permanent incapacitation, it can at least ameliorate the effect to some extent before you even think of seeking help. At least it should be able to keep you going. And if you are lucky, depending on the kind of business you do, that's your extra source of income could even do more than supplementing your main income source. It could even be a business that stands on its own. If you're able to stop living from paycheck to paycheck, that means that after taking all your expenses for the month, you still have something left. You'll be able to stop that cycle, at least have something kept aside for yourself. Which leads me to the next point, the ninth point. It will help you have savings. These savings could be for emergency, for investment, or for future purposes. The way the economy is, don't just let your money sit in the bank. It's going to depreciate instead of it to appreciate. Of course, we know that banks are not even paying interest on those savings accounts. Instead of that, they will even charge you at the end of the month card maintenance and all the likes of the charges that we have here in Nigeria. And I know that the value of your money is definitely going to reduce. So it's better you invest in things like landed property, real estate, business. At least your money is in the system, it's giving you turnover. The 10th point I'm going to make is that there is this saying that I get a lot in the financial world: wealth begets wealth. There is how you have an opportunity. Let's say somebody comes to you, I want to sell this my land because I have an issue. Everything being intact, like by that I mean he's the real owner of the land, there's nothing fraudulent about the transaction. And let's say that land is just 500,000 and you don't even have, and then land is an essential commodity that you actually need. Maybe you are still living in a rented apartment, but if you have gotten that land, you would have scaled faster in life. But because you don't have other streams of income that has helped you to save, like I said, the last point was savings towards this kind of investment, that opportunity is going to slip by you. So if you had multiple streams of income, let's say a form of income that you've not touched and is just sitting somewhere, you just go and dip your hand there, take it and make that investment. That even if you want to also sell it for the turnover in future, of course we know that real estate is really lucrative. You're going to make a whole lot of profit on top of that little investment. If you don't have wealth, you cannot even beget wealth. So you cannot scale up faster. Having multiple streams of income will help you have returns on higher risk investment, which if you don't have the capacity, you can't venture into. So the greater the risk in the available opportunity, the better the return on investment. And I know that's what you want for your financial life. Of course, we know it's a vicious cycle. And number 11, having multiple streams of income will define your social status. This is not in a bad light. Of course, we know that the society has the poor, the middle class, the rich, and the wealthy. So if you are among the poor that needs to breathe, try having multiple streams of income. Before you know it, you'll be moving gradually to the middle class. Before you know it, you're moving gradually to the rich, and if possible to the wealthy. That is defining your social status. Of course, whether you like it or not, we are being good. There's no two ways about it. And when you move from a particular social class or social level to another one, obviously your lifestyle is going to improve and certain things are going to change on the long run. So that is defining social status. And depending on what you want, if it's just essentials, if it's luxury, you just choose the class you want to belong depending on your source of income or your number of streams of income that you have. And finally, the last point, you have a greater potential of financial success, especially if you venture into a business that is lucrative. You will attain financial success, so that even when situations like job loss, permanent incapacitation due to illness, accident, or any other unforeseen circumstances, you will still stay afloat. That is it for this video. In my next video, I'm going to talk about 7 types of income that you can have for you to change or define your social status. So if it's something that you would love to see, don't leave this channel without subscribing. Please click on the link to subscribe. Thumbs up this video if it's a topic that interests you, so that you can learn more as a follow-up for this video. And then I'll see you in my very next video. Until next time, be zealous and stay blessed. Bye, people.